So things are going really well at Memento Mile. We are almost at $1 million with this first museum. We have obviously done the whole paranormal museum, but we came back here to make this one better, to make Memento Mile into a 2-star museum. And a part of doing that is going to mean that we have to expand this place with a totally new building, and that is what we're going to be doing today. Now, I do kind of have an idea for what I would like to do with this space. I'm not 100% sure if it is going to work perfectly, but I'm willing to give it a shot so long as I can build. Now I can't build over there, and that's a little bit frustrating. I can build right down to here. I could connect these buildings together if I really wanted to. I just don't really want to do that. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do within the bounds of this little path, and I suppose this path over here as well. So I think what I'm going to do is use this as my border. I think that makes sense. So this is a corner. We want to go in, I want to say about 3 tiles, and I want to build a little 5x5 space because that's what we need for this. I would then like to come across this way, and I want to try and build a little, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It was something like this, I think, is what we did at the other side. Does that line up? It sort of does, which is great. So this is what I'm looking for. I want to build something like this, and I want to put a nice big door right in the middle here. And I want to put some side doors right here. And I want another side door right here. So people can walk straight through this structure. They can walk from one part of this museum to the other, and I think that's good. But what I'd also like to do is then go ahead and sort of repeat this idea in the other corners. So up this way, I'm kind of dealing with a bit of a weirder layout than I would like. I'm going to take a bit of a guess and say that this is probably about what we're looking for. We can just have a path along the back of the building, and I'm sort of okay with that. Up this way, again, kind of similar story. We want to go 1, 2, and then a 5x5 right about here. We can connect these guys together. And then what I could do is maybe just get myself something decent down through the middle of this space. So that is obviously a 1x23. Let's make it a little bit larger, something kind of like this. And then we could put a bunch of exhibits in this space. We can have some fun with this space. We can have people kind of walk around a little bit. I don't know if these corridors are going to be wide enough to be worth it, but we could probably put some small exhibits in there and then some larger ones in here. The only problem is that I'm kind of leaving myself without any room for toilets, staff rooms, an analysis room, and basically the stuff that we need for this building to, you know, function. So I'm going to put a little bit of an expansion right here, and that's going to let us have like a ticketing area. I would like to build a little something here so we can put some exhibits in the front. I would like to do the same at the back as well. So we'll do a little something like this, and maybe a little something smaller, maybe something like that in the middle is pretty good. It kind of lines up nicely with the door. And then off to the side here, we can expand it a little bit there, expand it a little bit there. And I think ultimately we're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of this green space that we have in the middle for things like staff rooms and for things like bathrooms. So this seems like a great spot for a bathroom right around the back of the building. This space in here, as much as I'd like people going through it, I do think we need more bathrooms and more staff rooms. So let's leave some gaps here. Let's do like a little 5 or maybe a little 3x4 there. That can be something like a staff room. We'll do the same thing over on the other side, and that can be, I don't know, a bathroom. It doesn't really matter. This is symmetrical, right? I'm pretty sure this is symmetrical. I'm going to be really annoyed if it isn't. Can I get a little door in here? I totally can, which is exactly what I'm looking for. I want this to be like a little garden area because I think that's going to be lovely. And I'm kind of wondering if I can do the same thing over on this side as well. Just like a little garden space in there, I think would be great. Okay, so I figure this is the layout we are going to go for. Whether or not it's a good layout, I don't know. It was asymmetrical. I did have some things slightly out of place, which had to be adjusted. And there are some things around this place that need to be sold to tidy it up a little bit. But I think for the most part, I'm relatively happy with how the building has turned out. We also have some ticketing booths over here, which is great. We can do something with those shortly. But I think what I would like to do is actually go back this way and just get a pretty decently sized staff room, because this seems like the perfect place for it, although apparently that's not actually an option. Can I do something like that? That actually works. I love that. That's actually pretty good. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Just a really, really nicely sized staff room right back here. We can go ahead and have like a nice little snack area over on this side of it. I kind of like the fact that we have that door dividing the whole thing there. That's actually pretty cool. We can put a nice water cooler in here as well. Just give them kind of everything. That's my goal for this staff room. We'll put a nice little notice board over here. Do we have the TV unlocked? We do not, but we do have the kudosh for it, so we're gonna get it. It also has a games console, which is amazing. I love that. Absolutely love that. What else have we got down here? We have the explorer's map and a drinking fountain. I don't think we need either of those, but that's totally fine by me. We could put vending machines in there. We do need the bandage box, of course. Almost forgot about that one. Do I want to do 2 of them? I might do 2 of them. This might just be one huge staff room for this entire part of the museum. That might actually be the plan here, instead of doing all these other smaller ones. That's not going to be super efficient, but I think I'm okay with that, because the idea is, I mean, if we need to heal multiple people, we can now do that, so it should be all right. I will put this thing just about here, and I would like to move you into that space and you just sort of down to about there, just so we have a couple of seats. Do we have a rug that we can put in here as well? I think we do. We have some nice large rugs right here that we can play with. I think that's going to live right about there, just as a bit of decoration. And can I put some windows in here? I totally can. Let's go for something like this, and this, just so we have some nice exterior windows. And am I missing anything? Is there anything I'm worried about? Filing cabinet, maybe? Maybe a filing cabinet right in that back corner would be an idea. Maybe a nice clock up here so you can see how long you're spending watching TV, and maybe a nice little plant just in there as well. That seems pretty good. That is a pretty decent looking staff room. Obviously, we will need to go around and do a bunch of stuff with the floors in here, but I like this. I like this a lot, and I'm excited to see what we can do. Now, I'm not going to bother going too crazy with other exhibits and things in here just yet, because I do want to focus on the objectives that we have. So the analysis room, for example, is annoyingly a 4x4 space. So the analysis room is not going to fit in here. I probably should have checked that before I built it. I could do something like this though, where we have it sort of sticking out into the space a little bit. I think that's probably okay, and I think I can probably get away with that. We can do like a nice little metal bin back here. We can do a nice little filing cabinet back here. We do have things like the analysis terminal, which does give us more analysis power, which I am not against doing. I think that could be really good for us. We could get this guy as well for plus 1%. In fact, we have enough kudosh to get both of those. It would have been nice to get some of the more expensive ones as well, but we'll get some of these guys just to boost our power. We'll get a whiteboard, we'll get a county map, and I think that's probably enough for this whole thing. So this is going to let us just boost the power in here, which I think is good. We'll put this by the door. We'll put this thing maybe there. That seems pretty fun. And let's do the whiteboard kind of next to this guy, and we'll get ourselves the map just over here as well. And that is basically going to be a $34,610 analysis room. And now I need to analyze a prehistory exhibit. So how does this work? Place an exhibit in the deconstructor to begin analysis. So if we go into the inventory, we have got a bunch of things in here that we can play with. We have ambered eggs, we have shell phones, we have old smackavole, we have a few shell phones. So I'm thinking that we just do this. I'm thinking we just analyze it. It's going to take 82 days, but it's going to give us a knowledge reward, which is great. So we'll go ahead and get that going. And I actually want to check how many shell phones do we have. We have one. It is pristine though, which is great. So if we can boost that thing, that seems like a great idea. And this is getting me realizing that if we were to analyze everything, we get more knowledge for every exhibit. Oh my God, I'm going to spend forever analyzing things. That's what I'm going to be doing. We're going to spend forever analyzing things. And honestly, that's okay. Now, I'll tell you what I will do, just because I want to try and keep symmetry in this space. I want to come in here with a bathroom. I want to do this because it lets us use the space. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unlock the golden toilet. You get the golden toilet, I think, by signing up to 2 Point County, like their website, their community thing. I had forgot to do that, and now I've done it. Now I have the golden toilet, which I'm kind of okay with. I also want the golden hand dryer, and even though it's more expensive, we're going to use the golden toilet because it's funny. That's that's basically the reason. We could probably get quite a bit of toilet space in here, which I might try and do because this might be the one toilet that this building has for a while. My thinking would be doing something like this and then doing sinks in that little gap over there. But I don't know if that's a good idea. I really, you know what? We're going to try it is what we're going to do. We'll do something like this. We'll do something like this. And then can I put a bunch of golden sinks? Yeah, I totally can put them back there. Is that horrific? Is that a bad thing to put them all, you know, just way back there? It seems really inefficient, but I'm kind of okay with the idea of doing this. I guess I could just make 2 bathrooms instead and kind of do this layout slightly differently. And I think that does look a little bit better. So we'll go ahead and just let this be the bathroom. And then I'm just going to copy it is what I'm going to do. We're not going to say that one person or another can't go in there. We're just going to do 2 of them because the layout I think is a little bit better and it just works. It gives us 8 toilet cubicles, which I'm completely fine with. And this thing is coming along really nicely, which is great. Now, I would like to check what else we can put in here because we probably do want a gift shop. I think that would be a really good idea. And we have got this space right here in the middle to do something like a big 5x4 gift shop. It only needs to be 4x3, but I think a big gift shop right here in the middle seems like a pretty fun idea. So we'll go ahead and put the checkout counter. Can I do 2 checkout counters? I would like to do 2 checkout counters if I can do that. That would be kind of cool to have like 2 of them like this. I don't know if it's necessarily going to work, but I like the idea. So let's try and move these guys up a little bit to here. And then I'd like to do some bookcases. I want some prehistory in here. Can I put it this way? Unfortunately, no. Okay. We'll do 1 checkout counter because I don't want to have to hire too many people. And I think I am just going to put it right in the middle of the star. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if that's efficient, but it's what we're going to do. We'll do some books right on this back wall. We will do some general history right on the back wall as well. So a whole bunch of books. We can do some prehistory plushies down this way. We can do some prehistory onesies over on this wall because that seems like a great idea. And we can do a little trinket stand just in this space as well. And I think that's about everything. We could probably squeeze some more in here, like another trinket stand might not be a bad idea. Maybe just put it there just for the sake of it. Maybe move this thing down a little bit as well. I think that's okay. The layout's it's a little bare. I'll give it that. It's definitely a little bit bare, but I think I'm all right with that. I don't think we have, oh, we do have rugs that I can put in here. Okay, can I put it underneath the, yes, I can. Okay, do we have, so this is a large circle rug. I don't think we have a bigger one, which is really unfortunate. So I'm just gonna put the rug there because I think it looks pretty good. And we'll go ahead and open that up. We'll redecorate it in just a little bit. Now we do have our old friend down here talking to us. Ah, I've forgotten what his voice happens to be, so I'm hoping it's this. Eureka! As we learn more about exhibits within, oh, I remember his voice was like the what's-his-face from Mega Projects. As we learn more about exhibits within a theme, we'll increase that theme's enlightenment. Achieving enlightenment in all of our themes will be crucial to unlocking new locations and decorative items. Conducting analysis does more than increase our knowledge and enlightenment. It also rewards you with perks. Perks can be installed on exhibits and items to give them a permanent curated boost. Install a perk by selecting an exhibit and navigating to the perk tab on its inspector. Once decided, the janitor will head to the exhibit to install its new perk. Okay. So we need enlightenment level 2 in prehistory. We need to install 2 perks, display a lot of buzz, And we've done a lot of this stuff as well, which is great. So I would assume that I can claim a wooden torch. Cool. I'm all for it. That seems like a great idea. Now, if I go and look at my shell phone, we can do a couple of things. We can increase the entertainment and we can reduce the grubbiness decay. I'm inclined to boost the entertainment. That seems like a really good idea. And I'm also inclined to see what else we have in here that I can, oh, we have another shell phone. We have another shell phone. I don't know if it's prehistory though, now that I think about it. I think we can check. It is prehistory, but the subcategory is ancient inventions. So yes, we can go ahead and analyze another shell phone, which seems like a great idea. So we'll get that sorted. We'll get that going and everything should be fine. I do think it might be worth hiring a few more employees just to make sure that everything's okay. So let's bring in Spencer Doom and let's bring in good old Ozzy Flob. That seems like a good little duo. I'm going to set you up to pretty much only work in the ticket booth because that's going to be best for me. And then I'm thinking Donald Hurt right here is going to work in that gift shop is what he's going to do. So you are going to work pretty much exclusively in the gift shop. You can also restock it, which I'm fine with. And that seems pretty good. We will probably want to get our hands on some more janitors. So we'll get one just to be safe. And I guess we should look at some exhibits in here, right? We should probably get ourselves a little something, or we could send our people out on another expedition. That's an option as well. Now, I have maxed out places like Greasy Fields. I do want to take a moment to double check how we're doing. This place, Hermit Hills, is up to pristine 25%. That's fine. This place is pristine at 100%. Let's start sort of shuffling across a little bit and see what we can see. So Carrion Trail, for example, we've never been here. So that could be kind of exciting. Similarly, have we ever been here? We have been to Cold Mines. We have not been to Frosted Tops. We have not been to Vintage Vestiges. We have yet to go down here and set up an expedition to clear this place out. We don't have a drill to do it. And this place we can't deal with either because it's botany. So I think what we'll do is go ahead and go to Frosted Tops. Let's do something a little bit different for this. So we'll set this up. We can autofill. We can send a first aid kit just to reduce the chance of this being problematic. And do we have anyone that would be really good for this? So Ursula would be a good shout, although Neo has the same skills, which I'm fine with. So Neo is who we're going to go with on that one. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Can I send... What way is this? Hold on a minute. What way was that set up? That looked like... So yes, it is prehistory expert, assistant, and expert. So you are... Hold on a minute. Do I have to specifically... Okay, can I send both of you for 70% survey level? That seems 80% survey level seems really good. I'm just saying, I'm not against it. That seems really, really effective, even if it is 56 days. We're going to start that and send them out and see what happens, because I'm kind of curious about that one. I kind of want some good things out of that. Now, I think while this expedition is going on, I want to take a moment to just sort of decorate the space a little bit and see what exactly we can do with it. I'm hoping for some good things. I'm kind of wanting to play around with like wooden diamonds here, or maybe some wooden panels here would be a little bit better. I think wooden panels is what we'll go for. And then I'm kind of considering, well, what about darker wooden panels? I think those are a little bit better. And maybe if I could get a darker red floor, like the snazzy red. Does that look better? That looks like a hotel lobby is what that looks like. So I don't necessarily know that is what I'm looking for. What about the carpet red? That's not terrible. I've also unlocked a dirt floor, which is great. I don't need a dirt floor, but I appreciate that I have now got a dirt floor. I don't know what I want to go for in here. I'm a little lost on what we should go for here. I do like the diamond red, but it's tiles. Let's maybe go for something. Let's go for something fancy. Let's do the wooden diamonds. I think they'll look pretty good. And what I'd like to do is sort of fill in some of these spaces, because these are going to be spaces that have exhibits, I think. So I can put the exhibits on the wooden diamonds. I think that would look kind of interesting, and then kind of encourage people to walk past them, not on them. You know, I've just realized I can do this sort of thing with a carpet that just surrounds the entire place, and I'm kind of okay with that. We can have one that sort of goes right down through the middle here as well. We can have it go up to the fronts of all of the different rooms that we have. I think this might be the way to go. We could make this one a little bit wider, since that is a wider corridor, and I kind of like that. I'm gonna be honest. I do kind of like that. I like the way it connects to all the doors. I think it's pretty cool looking. Although I do want to come in here and just get rid of these little bits of wood that I may or may not have, not needed anymore. So we'll just take those guys out. And I'm sort of okay with that. We could play around with angles and stuff like that. I don't really think we need to. I think this is fine. As for the outside, I'm kind of wondering what we can do there, because we have these path options. So we have these cobbles. They can lead us right to the door, which I'm fine with. We have these cobbles, which can lead us right to there. And then I'm assuming these stone tiles just go like that. That looks pretty good, right? That looks the part. That looks the way I think it should. We can try and do the same thing over here, though we might need to just go ahead and get rid of some of what we have in here first. So let's try and just do some grass right here, which works perfectly. Some grass right here, which works perfectly as well. And then basically the same thing. We do the cobbles. We do the other cobbles that go right through here as well. And then we'll do the tiles just like this. I think that brings it together really nicely. Now, the good news is we can put another entertainment boost on this shell phone. So I think I'm going to do that just because that seems like a kind of a fun thing to do. We also have our first exhibit from Frosted Tops. So let's go ahead and open this and see what exactly we are dealing with. It's hopefully going to be something good. It is a snowy howl skeleton. Not exactly a dinosaur, but you try saying no to those teeth. It's incomplete, and it's got 4 parts to it, which is really exciting. So we're going to grab this, and I think this is going to be perfect for over here. Now, what size are we looking at for this? It's actually pretty large. What if we just put it in here? What if this is where the snowy howl thing goes? That seems like a great place for it, although it is, of course, going to need a cooler of some sort. We can only get the regular one. So we'll go ahead and put a freezer right back here, put a freezer right back there. That'll keep this space nice and cold. And I suppose we can go in there and just redecorate ever so slightly with a nice sort of icy floor underneath this, and maybe some nice cave blue walls would be a good shout on this as well. So we'll just go ahead and do something like that. I like it. I do. I think that looks pretty cool. We can probably decorate it a little bit more when we get around to, putting some decorations in this entire space. But I think for now, what we can maybe get away with is something like a wall info stand here and a wall info stand here. That seems like some good places for it. We can do some donations just here and here. And I'm wondering if I can get some benches next to this as well. I would really like, maybe not. Maybe I should prioritize the benches first. I don't know if we need that many donation stands, but you know what? It'll be fine for now. What I would like to do is go around here with some vending machines. So I think a vending machine, say here, would be a great idea. I think we can do another one of these guys just down here. And then we'll go around and just put some of the other vending machines in as well. So put this one here, and then the Cheesy Gubbins machine can go right up in this space as well. And of course, we're gonna need to put in some bins next to these because things will just get filthy otherwise. Now, interestingly, something we can do to make this thing a little bit better is put it near some dinosaur bones. So what we might want to do is actually go ahead and put the Sharpened Tops skeleton into this space across the hole. Now, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of doing this because, oh, it's not going to work. I could put it down there, but I don't know if it's close enough. I don't think it is close enough. I would have to flip these around basically, and I'm not really willing to do that. So I think unfortunately this thing's not going to get maximum buzz, but I'm sort of okay with that. I think what we'll do though is just start another expedition. We're going to head back out here. We'll set this up. We'll autofill it. We can we grab anybody else in here? It really does not look like it, unfortunately, which is fine. I think that'll do. 40% is pretty good. I think, are you all? Wait, no, you're okay, whatever. It really doesn't matter. The icons here seem to keep changing, which is really, really odd that it keeps doing that, but we'll not stress too much about it. Everything should be fine. We'll go ahead and take the first aid kit again. We'll do a detailed expedition, and that seems, wait, MIA? But, you know what? We'll not worry about people being missing in action. We'll just go ahead and start the expedition and hope for the best. I would like to look at my staff and just see if they're okay. They are not. We are missing one. There was a pop-up about this. I probably should have paid attention to it. That's a little bit worrying, is what that is. Not really too sure what we do about one of our experts being missing in action, but hopefully we can figure that out. That's going to be the goal anyway, is figuring it out. Now, I suppose what we can do while everything else is going on, and especially since we're not using the sharpened top skeleton, is we can just throw it in there, which is fine by me. That should hopefully make the sharpened tops itself, this big old chungus over here, should be a little bit better, which I'm completely fine with. I will say, I don't think knowledge or enlightenment increases buzz, at least from what we've read so far. It doesn't look like it does that, which I guess is completely fine. It's not the end of the world if it's not going to be increasing buzz, but we can, you know, teach people a little bit, which is completely fine. And we could, if I really wanted to, go and throw a bunch of other exhibits around here to try and increase buzz a little bit. So maybe that would be worthwhile. Let's have a go at increasing things just a little bit. Let's go for, we have this ambered giga gecko, which is pristine and can live right about there. We have some other options here as well. We have the ambered egg. We have a few ambered eggs actually. So oh wow, it's huge. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit smaller. So that's great. We'll do an ambered egg right there. And honestly, we'll do another one just over here, just because we can. I suppose we'll just kind of fill the space out a little bit, and then we can hopefully decorate this place in a way that kind of makes sense. Maybe something like this and something like this, so it kind of comes out to match the exhibit. That seems kind of cool. We'll do the same on this side as well. And then to max these guys out, they need to be near footprint decals, which I'm okay with. I think we can make that work. So we'll go into decorations. We'll get ourselves a footprint decal, and this can go underneath this as well, which I am completely fine with. So we're going to do that. And you need, oh, you're doing perfectly fine. Okay. So I think we just need to decorate them better, and that will make everybody happy. So we'll go and get our hanging amber, as we usually do, because I think that's pretty good to have in here. So we'll put some over there as well. And I think we'll put some right about here as well. So they're all slowly getting there, except you. You need a lot more for your decoration, but we'll make it work. Maybe a nice big double banner right there and there. Nice big double banner just in the back of this space as well. And that is slowly coming together. We can do some single banners on either side of this guy, and then maybe go in with a little something like this. I think so. I think that looks pretty good. I like that a lot. These guys less so, but let's be honest, we could kind of cheat that a little bit. We can put some more decals underneath it, which I'm not against doing. It's cheating, but I'm really not against doing it. You know, I think this looks pretty good actually. I'm kind of happy with it. It is a couple of repeated things, but for the most part, it's fine. We do also have another crate over here. We're going to just speed through this a little bit. It is a frozen Mondo Mono Beast. Interesting. Isn't the Mono Beast, isn't that the little thing that scurries across the floor in 2 Point Hospital? I want to say that it is. I also have no idea where I'm going to put this now because we have this thing over here. This thing's really cool looking though, and it fits in there kind of perfectly. So there's kind of a temptation to to put this in here because I think it would make the most sense. I could put it in the middle of the floor. I don't think I want to do that though. I think I'm going to move this ambered Giga Gecko into a different spot. I think it can live over in this corner for now. Is where it's going to go. And then the Mono Beast is going to live, well, ideally right in there. I don't think that's going to be all too possible until I get rid of a couple of things. So we'll get rid of you and get rid of you. This light needs to go away as well. And then the Mono Beast can go right about there. It also seems like it's cold enough, which is great. I'm kind of wondering if I could be so cheeky as to move it forward slightly just so I can move these jungle walls around, because I'm hoping that I can still have a whole wall of jungle walls. And it looks like I totally can, which makes me very, very happy. Move this guy back. That looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little dark around it, which I don't love, but other than that, it looks pretty decent. So I don't know, maybe it goes, we do a light, say here and here just to brighten it up a little bit. I like it. I do. I think that looks great. And then this guy, we can totally go in. We'll just change up the floor a tiny little bit. Something like that, I think is fine. We could probably do something slightly tighter towards it. Something like that, I think is better. And then around this guy, we can just do some kind of info stand or something. I think what we'll do is bring this little bit of sort of barrier through here so we kind of have an enclosed space. And then maybe the easiest thing to do would just be one big curved info stand right in that corner that connects to just everything in this area. That seems pretty good. I like that a lot. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to cheat again. I want to go ahead and I want to put some footprints underneath this guy just so it is a little bit more decorated. I would like to go ahead and get some banners in this space as well, just to try again to get this to be more decorated. So maybe a banner. Oh, if I could get it right in there, that'd be perfect. Can I put it here? It doesn't really work right there. It does work here though, which I'm okay with. So I think that's what we can do with those banners, is we'll have them something like this, just again to kind of bring a little bit more knowledge to this guy. We can do a nice light just above it, bringing that decoration up that little bit further. And again, we can do our footprint underneath it. I'm hoping it doesn't look like I can this time, which is really unfortunate. I was hoping I could. I can put a tree behind it though, which looks pretty good. And I think that's about all we're going to do for that space right now. I'm okay with that. Oh, wait, no, we're missing something. We're missing a donation stand. Cannot forget the donation stands. We'll do one here and we'll do one right about there. And that should be perfect. Oh, no, this is interesting because we have some experts that are now missing in action. I don't know if we get them back. I've also realized that there is a zoning system in this. That's new. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to remember that because we're gonna have to assign staff specifically to certain zones across multiple buildings. But for now, I think what we're gonna have to do is hire some experts, because as it stands, we are in desperate need of some experts. So we're gonna hire you because all of the exhibits keep getting into a little bit of trouble. We're gonna hire you as well, and we'll have to train them because they now kind of suck. But at the very least, we should be able to clean up some of the exhibits that we have going on. And that's kind of what we need to be doing. Actually, now that I think about it, it might not be a bad idea to create some zones now. So my thinking is this can just be a zone. This will be building 2. And then if we go and add another zone, we can just say that this is going to be building 1, basically. So essentially we start here, we cover all of this space, and that is going to be, apparently it didn't actually really work. So this is building 2. This is building 1. And then we assign people to those, right? So if we look into here, we currently have 5 people in security. I would like to hire someone else to security. So we'll go for, I guess, Barrel Legend. Seems totally fine. I would like to Janitors are probably fine. We can split those. Assistants, we need 4 in this new building. So we'll see how that goes. But if we look at zone assignment and we go to security, building 2, and we'll say building 1, then 2, 2, and 1. I probably could have organized that a little bit better, but I didn't want all of my high level ones in just the same building. Janitors, I'm a little bit less concerned about. We'll do building 2, 2, and 2. We'll do 3, 3. Why am I doing 3, 3, and 3? It's 1, 1, and 1. You know what I mean? you get the point. You can see what I'm doing. As for these guys, they are unassigned, but I think the assistants I'm less concerned about. And then the experts I am slightly more concerned about. But what I think I'll do for the experts is just assign 1 to each, and then the others can kind of roam around as needed. And I think that's okay. I'm hoping that's kind of just going to work and mean that we stop running into this issue where we have the donation bins filling up, and that's, you know, kind of a problem when that happens. We should see buzz increase just a little bit because we should start to see all of the exhibits staying nice and clean, which is what I'm looking for. Whether or not that continues to happen, I don't know. We might need more experts, and especially given that we have my best experts now missing in action. I don't love that. I did look around on the expedition screen here to see if there was any way I could get them back, and for the life of me, I can't figure it out. So yeah, that's fun. It's fun, it's frustrating, it's a whole mix of things. I think what I'm gonna do though, as much as I want to just fully discover that new dinosaur bones exhibit that we have, I'm gonna go to vintage vestiges because I don't think there's a chance. Yeah, they'll get injured, but they're not gonna go missing, which I think is important. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this. We'll get 50% on this, that's fine. We'll go ahead and do, we don't even get them injured, which is great. They don't even get injured doing this. That's kind of perfect. Let's go for bonus XP and we'll start this. 56 days. It's a lot of time, but I think it's going to be worth it. I think we can make that work. I'm also wondering if it would be worth placing any more exhibits in here, or if we're just better, you know, doing this, just going ahead and examining the thing. I feel like that is the better shout. I feel like that is the right thing to do. And especially since I think, yeah, we do have more knowledge from this guy, and we can increase the exhibit's buzz. It is currently 78 of 78. 10% will be plus 7.8. I'd imagine it might round up to 8. So that seems like a really good thing to install on there. Not too sure what else I've examined recently. I think we did do we do this guy? I think we did. We absolutely did not. No, we did. We have 2 of 2 knowledge. We just have no perks for it, which makes perfect sense because I've used them elsewhere. That's totally fine. That's to be expected. What's frustrating is apparently all of my donation bins are still full up here. I might need more security guards. I suppose this is a really big and inconvenient building to navigate.